just keep fighting, each and every game because it's any given Sunday.
Welcome to Mustard Cat Sports Challenge, folks. My name's Lucas TA. I think we're on episode 11. For crying out loud, we are just trucking through these sons of guns, and I can't get a freaking win to save my life. I can't. I truly cannot. We had Sam on the podcast last week, and for crying out loud, I was heading into Monday night. We finished up Sunday Night Football. Heading into Monday night, we were tied 14 all. Both of us has 14 points. All I needed was a win. And you know who I needed to win? I needed the flipping Rams to beat the Dolphins. What happens? Oh, Rams, they just lay an egg. So I lost. I freaking lost. Oh, that frustrates me like no other because now I'm 0-9 and 1 tie. And our next guest coming on here, if I don't beat him, that means I'm going to have 10 losses before a win. That's ridiculous. So I'm going to try my damnedest to get a freaking win here. Not that I haven't been trying my damnedest, but I'm going to pull every freaking trick out of the book to beat this guy. But before we get to the guest, I did have a comment from Ryan, who had a great punishment for me. So thanks a lot, Ryan. He said I'm supposed to wear a turkey hat, like one of those cooked turkeys on your head, and then draw a unibrow on my face for the next show. Obviously, I did not get that for the next show because I was quite busy. I also had a wedding I had to go to, so I apologize for that. But the next podcast, I'll be wearing that. And then I haven't forgot about the catch-up one. I've been just very busy, so the catch-up challenge will be, I have to make a date to film that and then take some pictures with some cats. So I haven't forgot about those. They're on the docket and just need to get some time to do it. So bear with me. I will get to them. I'm not skipping out on any of my punishments. You have my word. But, so we all know I lost to Sam, unfortunately, again. But let's get to our guest this week. Our guest is a repeat guest again. We had him on the very first episode. Kyle, welcome.
How's it going, Luke? Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, I'm hoping second time's the charm. Bring you back on the show, kick your ass, never have you on again. Actually, if I kick your ass, you can come on all the time you want. So,
Well, I do feel the pressure. I have been talking to people and my girlfriend and stuff that
yeah,
I can't come on here and lose.
I
Like I
know.
can't be the first person to lose to you. So
I know. It's scary.
I do feel the pressure. So as much pressure as you're feeling, I feel it too.
It's like the same feeling if you're like the dominant team, or not even the dominant team, but you're like a good team and you're going up against a team that hasn't won yet in the season and it's late in the season and they're hungry. They just want to get that win just so they're not, that goose egg. So, but
Yeah, but it sounds like you're skipping out on some of your challenges though.
I'm not. I've been just busy. Okay.
Ooh.
I have a part-time job and then I do this. So, and then I had a wedding to go to. I had a bunch of other stuff. I had to catch up on content. There was just a lot going on. Okay. Those are excuses, but I'm going to stick with them.
I'm sorry I missed the wedding. Congratulations to the now married couple. I don't know if I should say their name or not, but
Hey, you can
congratulations to
Nicole,
them.
my cousin, and Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So congratulations to them and
Shout out to them. I think they're in like Disney World or something right now, but
ooh, very nice. Okay.
don't quote me on that. Maybe
I'm
California.
fired up.
One of them. Let's start with some questions, though, Kyle. We got some new ones for you.
What's up?
We got some new questions. Get the blood flowing for you, so you maybe can make some horrible decisions, and I can pull one out of here. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color, believe it or not, is pink.
Oh, like hot pink, light pink. Does it matter what kind of pink?
It doesn't really matter.
No.
Funny
Is there
story, actually.
a reason behind it?
No,
No.
I don't know. I just have always liked it. I think it really started. So in high school, I
Uh-huh.
got pink Crocs.
Pink Crocs. Were they
Yeah.
bright pink or off?
Yes. Bright,
Okay.
bright pink. Yes.
Okay.
Neon pink.
Okay.
And actually, so I went to Viterbo University, which is in La Crosse, Wisconsin,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I found out that I was my freshman year, I was also wearing these Crocs, and I was known as the pink Croc guy around campus, actually. So yeah, so a little funny story.
Hey, that's nice. Well,
If
I
you got to
guess
be known for something, why not pink Crocs?
I guess I got my answer then. You will be the pink
I will be the pink. Yes.
marker. So, I guess our next question then is, if you could play any professional sport, and you'd obviously be great at it, what
Okay.
sport would it be, and what position?
I think this one is pretty easy. I think you know the answer. I'd be basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport.
Yeah.
Um, NBA is not my favorite
Mhm.
sport to watch, but I think I'd still go with basketball.
Mhm. Yeah.
If I had to pick position, actually, I think I would
Yeah.
love to be a big man, like a center or power forward.
Yeah.
Always, I was never a really good guard,
Uh-huh.
but I felt like good footwork for a big man. So I
Yeah.
always thought I'd be like a
So,
center power forward. Can't really shoot, but I
well,
can
in,
make layups. So
in in this scenario, you could be as great as you wanted to be, but so
yeah, it feels like cheating though, because I know how good I am. So I
it
can't
doesn't
just,
matter. In this scenario, you have the power, but you don't have the power to make yourself taller or shorter. So you would be the same size, but you'd have this natural skill. So
can I jump higher?
yeah, I would say that's natural skill. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd still choose basketball.
Okay. Well,
And
I'm
then at
just saying.
that point, I guess I'd just have to be a guard. So I'm short. I'm not very tall. So
All right. Um, the last one is, what is your favorite piece of memorabilia that you have or that you'd like to own? Or you can answer both, one or the other.
yeah, so I went back throughout and I couldn't think of anything that I would want to own, I guess. Like
Mhm.
I'm not a huge like if I had to choose something, I'd love to get like a piece.
Mhm.
So I love to get a piece of uh the Duke basketball court signed by Coach K. Like
Okay.
that would be cool. Like
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
that'd be
Uh,
pretty cool.
but if I had to get something, or if I have something, like if I had, uh, I have a Nate Robinson signed basketball as
Okay.
a sixth, seventh grader. I can't remember. We got uh, our traveling basketball team went to
Mhm.
go see play on the Timberwolves
Yeah.
court, and we got to meet some of the players. And I had a Nate Robinson sign my basketball.
Mhm.
I don't know if you know who that is, but
I've heard of the name.
yeah, he's like
Probably,
5'9",
okay.
really athletic. Won the dunk contest like two or three times.
Yeah.
Amazing athlete. But um
He sounds familiar. Don't get me wrong. If I probably saw
yeah,
him, his name sounds familiar. If I saw him, I'd probably be like, oh, yeah, I've seen that
yeah.
guy before.
It was when he was playing on the Knicks. So,
Okay.
but still cool. I also have something from Marcus Sherrills,
Oh.
and I know that might not mean a lot to a lot of your viewers, but I was actually really good friends with him when I was younger.
Mhm.
He came to my eighth grade birthday party.
Oh.
And he used to live by me actually, and
Mhm.
so I'd hang out with him. Really cool, but
Yeah.
just a
Oh.
fun backstory.
Uh, there's probably a few Rochester people that watch this, so they know who
Yeah,
he is. So,
yeah.
um, that's cool. That's very cool. Let's let's get into a little recap, little current events, and then we'll kill it with some BS and the best part, the game, the meat and potatoes. So,
What do you lose? Yeah, yeah.
no, yeah. Yeah, thanks a lot. Um, what do you want to start with? Do you care what we start with? NFL, NBA, NHL? Do you have any preference?
Let's educate me on some NHL.
NHL? Okay, perfect. So obviously everyone knows that I'm not a huge NHL guy. I've been getting a lot better at it. Especially with NASCAR out of the picture and NASCAR not going to be a part of Mustard Cat Sports here. We'll talk
Have you
about that shortly here. So,
have you
we'll,
picked a favorite team? Sorry, for
oh,
NHL?
oh yeah, I definitely have
Oh,
the
I know we talked about this, but
the Sharks,
yeah,
San
that's right.
Jose Sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because I love their logo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No
I
other
remember you
connection.
saying that now.
No other
Yeah.
connection. Their colors are pretty sweet too. And let's just start there. They got an incredible win. What was it? Sunday. Unfortunately, I wasn't watching. I was
Maybe that's
busy.
why they won.
Maybe I was busy focusing on trying to beat Sam, so I was watching Sunday Night Football. So I was like, and they didn't pull through for me, but well, they did pull through, but not my team I needed on Monday. So San Jose Sharks beat the Devils, and the Devils are doing quite well um, in the league record wise. So they squeaked a 1-0 win. So very nice little golf clap for the San Jose Sharks. They're still not great, still not good, but hey, they pulled something off there. So I appreciate that. Minnesota got their butts whooped also on Sunday by the Blackhawks. So
Hey, but they're still doing really well, actually.
they
I was
are.
surprised. I was looking up records and I was like,
They are. No,
they're doing much better than I thought.
Minnesota. Here, just sliding over to it real quick. So your top two teams with the two best records, which doesn't always say that you're the best team, obviously, because the NHL plays so many games, so many, just like NBA. Like
Right.
you can get on hot streaks, you can get on cold streaks. It's all about hitting the right time, uh, at the perfect time,
Right.
being hot, perfect. Obviously you have to have wins to get into the playoffs and all that. But the Winnipeg Jets obviously are kicking everyone's ass, 15-1. But then the New Jersey Devils, who the Sharks, yes, the Sharks beat them. Uh, they are 11-6, and then Minnesota's doing quite well in the record, and they're 10-2. So they're doing quite well. I'll just finish off the top five is Florida Panthers are 11-4, and then the Carolina Hurricanes are 11-3. So there are some teams below that too, but we'll just stick with the top five right now. So yeah, it. But then you also have some teams, and if I don't mention them, I'll probably get beat up. But the Avalanche, they're down there at 8-8. Not a great record, but not terrible by any means. They're just in the middle of the pack right now. Definitely getting their footing underneath them. Nathan McKinnon has the most points out of anyone right now.
Yeah.
I believe he has 30. Let me look here just to make sure. Yeah, 30 points. So he has 7 goals, 23 assists, which is number one in the whole NHL, which is very impressive. Very, very impressive.
I I was looking up. It doesn't look like he's leading in point or in goals, but is he leading in assists?
Well, he might be an
No
assist, but
overall points, but
overall points, because
right,
points are assists and goals. So that's
right.
both put together. So he's leading in that category.
So I assume he's leading in assists then, I guess.
He might be. I'd have to look up that to be exact, but he's not leading goals. I believe someone else is with 12 goals.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know who it is. I didn't write it down or look. But it's all about the points, because assists and goals, that's what you want. So very, very key thing there. Nathan McKinnon is an amazing skater, amazing shooter. So definitely, if you've never watched the Avalanche, um, watch it because of him. Makar is also a very, very good defenseman. So, um, other than that, a couple other games. Let's see here.
I really like the colors and the schemes of the Seattle Kraken. Did they win
Oh,
this week?
do you? Oh, you do like those? I
I enjoy. I would love to get one of their jerseys actually.
jerseys, yeah. They did win a few times. Yesterday, so most recent game yesterday, they did win
Let's go.
against the Blue Jackets, which the Blue Jackets aren't that great, so you would hope they do. Um, but yeah, the Kraken I think is doing decently. Let me just double check. Yeah, they're kind of towards the bottom. They're kind of in that same area where the Colorado Avalanche are, so they're like 7-8.
Okay.
Um, so a lot of games still to be played. So like a bunch, like I'm not saying the Jets will just fall
Right.
and be a nobody. They're most likely probably going to be staying at the top or near the top the rest of the season, unless something crazy happens. But um, a lot of these teams that are middle to bottom will probably be making some noise in the
Right.
next coming months. So, um, but yeah, that I don't know. Those are kind of a few games off the NHL that I specifically wanted to shout out, especially because the Sharks did win. Um, they did their most recent game. They did lose though against the Flyers by 1 point, 4-3. So you can't win them all. Can't win them all. So, but definitely you'll be getting a lot more hockey as we go forward, because I will be being more active in watching it live and all that fun stuff. So, you want to do some NBA or some NH or some NFL?
We can do some NBA because
Some
then we
NBA?
can
Yeah,
get into the
yeah,
NFL. Yeah.
yeah. We can knock some NBA out here. Um, I don't have a lot on NBA. I will say that our other partner with Mustard Cats, Gary, he does a lot of our basketball. So I don't keep too much um, eyes on it at the moment. I'm going to do my best to try and get some more eyes on it and maybe possibly pick a team because that'll definitely help me because I am a strong believer. If you don't have a team that you're rooting for, you aren't going to enjoy the sport. Don't get me wrong, there are those people that I'm just watching because I like basketball or I like NFL. Sure, buddy. Um, but you got to have a dog in the fight because if you don't have a dog in the fight, then you might watch a game that your team isn't, you know, per se, you know, in that game. But let's just say in this example, the Packers and I think Bears play this weekend, and then Minnesota plays someone else. I still might watch the Minnesota game to hope that they lose so the Packers can win and keep moving forward. So you got to have that dog, that fight, so you know, you want to know who you want to win, who you don't want to win. If you're just watching because just the excitement of the sport, I feel like that's an anomaly now. Like it.
That's what I do for college football, I guess.
Oh, is it? Jesus
I
Christ.
just watch all the big games.
Yeah. Well,
I guess
watch,
the NBA is a little different because there's so many games. Like football, I feel like is a little easier.
yeah. I feel like if you're
I don't know.
watching big games, it's different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because that's the best of the best going at it. Or
Like I have no dog in the race, but I'll watch the Tennessee Volunteers versus Georgia this week.
don't
Like
even get me started on that name. I hate that name. Volunteers. Hey, it's the volunteers, guys. They come and volunteer at my house,
well, I
clean
know who
everything
you're
for
rooting
me.
against.
Ah, they drive me insane. But yeah, back to basketball.
Biscuits.
Um, I guess we'll kill some current events while we're at it too, with basketball. Basketball.
Um,
Cleveland actually is 13-0, so they're they're kicking some ass right
yeah.
now.
They're like they have some good like Donovan Mitchell, I feel like is their best player, you
Mhm.
know? But they're like they're not a team filled with superstars, I feel like. They're just team filled with really good players who play really well together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's just whether they can keep it up. It's a long season. Can they keep the same rhythm?
Mhm.
Will they get hurt? You know, and then can they do it in the playoffs? All
Mhm.
the questions come like you can do whatever you want in the regular season, but can you keep it up in the playoffs? You know,
Yeah,
so
no, I agree. Sometimes I
but
feel like if you don't have a bunch of superstars on your team and you have a lot of good to great players,
right.
you can be a little more dangerous. You know.
And I wanted to shit on them a little bit when I saw that, but and I was like, they just probably haven't played anybody, but they beaten like the Celtics twice, they beaten the
Yeah,
Warriors, like they beaten some top teams. So I'm like, all right, I guess you got to put some respect on their name a little bit.
yeah.
So
No, they've done some work. On the opposite end, the Raptors and the Utah Jazz
they're
are pitiful.
I expected the Jazz to be kind of bad. The Raptors could have gone either way for me. I'm not like
It's
surprised,
it's
but I'm
still
not.
early. It's still early, but
Yeah, but the issue is like those teams are lost.
you think they're just done. They're not gonna
Yeah,
come back.
they're not gonna
Nothing.
they'll win 20, 25 games. So they're
That's
not gonna
disappointing.
push they're not gonna push for the playoffs.
Well,
So
well, you want to know my opinion? You know, if the Toronto Raptors would go back to their freaking awesome logo, not this
oh
stupid one, they
yes.
probably could win. No one's afraid of that. What is that? A little red basketball with three like janky little claws?
He's
No,
ripping the basketball. It's a
trash. That's why they're on the bottom. Trash.
uh one highlight that came on Sunday, we got to give a shout out to Jared McCain, who plays for the 76ers.
Mm-hmm.
He's a rookie for out of Duke.
Yeah,
He's the one that painted his nails, you know. I don't know if you heard about
I,
all that.
I didn't hear that. No, no.
Oh, so back at Duke, he'd paint his nails.
Uh-huh.
And it was like this big thing, and the announcers would just always say something about it. Every
Like
single game, they would
like
say something about it.
brightly colored, or did they
He would
change?
change it up.
Oh, he
He'd
changed
change it
them.
up,
Oh,
but put up 27 points. They
okay.
got the win, their second win or something like that. They're
Yeah,
kind of a bad team,
they're 2-9. So yeah.
but shout out to him
Hey,
because I'm always rooting for my Duke guys.
hey,
So
there you go. Well, again, my opinion, the 76er logo fits. It fits well.
I will say, I mean, we'll get maybe into this a little bit more, but I'm surprised that they're as bad as they are, but they're not. Their best players aren't playing. So what do you expect? You know? So
Mediocrity. Yeah.
yeah, there you go. So I gotta ask, you say you gotta pick a team. Who have you started to divvy up? Who
Oh
may be in the top five for uh,
man, if
in the
you had
bid
that,
for Duke's fandom or Luke's fandom?
if you had to, if I had to put, let's just say, do you want me to like name off 4 or 5 teams that I would consider?
Yes.
4 or 5, or do you want me to just
4.5, please.
okay? Name off 4. So first,
Five,
first one, you want me to do 5 now? Fine,
six.
5. First off, right away, just looking at it, and it's not because they're at the top. I'll give a reason for every single one. The
All right.
Boston Celtics. Sammy Adams.
Okay. Jump on the bandwagon, why don't you?
No, no, I see they're 10-3. That's not the reason.
Coming off a championship, and the
Uh,
same guy's back,
uh,
looking to go
no,
back to back.
that's
Jump on
that's
the
not my
back.
number one. These aren't ranked and in order. There's just 5 that I'd have to
Okay.
look into, but that's one of them. The Chicago Bulls, because I love their fucking logo and their history. Michael Jordan, Scottie
MJ's a
Pippen.
goat. Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
so I would consider them, even though they're like mediocre trash. So that's 2. I've had a soft spot anytime I play any NBA basketball game, the
Okay.
Charlotte Hornets. I don't know what it is about their logo, but it just it does something to me. I'm like, wow. And I don't even like bugs, but I'm just like, that's a cool logo. So
Michael
I,
Jordan did own them.
he did. That's not a. I'm not trying to ride the Michael Jordan train, but that is another one. So that's three.
You must
Um,
really love the Ball family, don't you?
yeah, yeah, that's it. Um, I'll have to go with the Portland Trailblazers because I'm a big Trailblazer fan. So love Trailblazers. So we'll put that on there. That's four. And then my final one. Ooh, geez. Jeepers creepers.
Are
Um,
you just looking at the logos and just
no,
that's
I'm looking at the record too. I don't want to follow a shitty team.
you said
Hello.
the Trailblazers.
Well, that's because I love the trail. I love the truck, the Trailblazer, the vehicle, the Chevy Trailblazer.
Wait, so you've said the Boston Celtics,
Yep.
the Trailblazers, the
Bulls.
Charlotte Hornets, and the Bulls.
Yep, that's four.
So you've picking one amazing team and then three mediocre ones. What do you mean?
What are you talking about? The Trailblazers are fucking trash. They're 4-8. They're on the fucking bottom.
That's what I mean. Why you
Uh,
they're losing to the Timberwolves right now.
thanks. Thanks a lot.
Just thought I'd give you a live update.
Um, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Milwaukee Bucks. I have a sweatshirt of theirs. I like Wisconsin. Um,
You do love that sweatshirt.
yeah, I like to wear that. I should have wore it for this one. Damn it. But so yeah, those are my five teams. I'll try and narrow it down to my favorite team at some point here, but those are the five teams. So
Just a side comment.
yeah.
You should have plugged the Life Tip shirt and I could have worn it. So
Well, I didn't know what I was gonna wear. I was rummaging through my closet and I was like, what am I gonna wear? What am I gonna wear? And I was like, I just feel like a t-shirt. I don't feel like wearing any sports. I don't want to wear any NASCAR this one. So I wore the life tip.
I would have wore it.
Well, maybe if you lose this round, who is blowing up our freaking thing? Anyone out there that loves sports cards and memorabilia, go follow Mustard Cat Sports on all of our social medias and also go to www.mustardcats.com. You can find everything that we sell there. We also have an eBay side, but you're going to get a better deal on our website because there's no eBay fees. So go check it out. We also have a Desmond Ritter card up on eBay right now going for bids. So it's a Shield National Treasures. Go check it out. It'll be gone by this Sunday, so you better get on it.
Funny enough, another side tangent.
Hmm.
First of all, go check out the website, Mustard Cats.
Yeah.
We were having dinner with some of our friends down here,
Yeah.
and she the wife has a cousin also named Lucas that does sports memorabilia stuff or like
Oh, wow.
cards, I think
Yeah.
specifically. I
Yeah,
don't
just cards.
think he has like a specific business, but I think he does like sell cars and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. It's a
I was
big
like,
hobby.
small world.
It's a big hobby. It's a big hobby.
Yeah. I was
Big
like,
hobby.
maybe I'll put my Lucas in touch with your Lucas.
Yeah.
So
Maybe he can give us some good deals. Well, I'm going to ask you the same question. What's your favorite team? And if you don't have a favorite team, give me at least three teams you would cheer for.
3 teams.
At least three. If you only have two, I'll take it. If you have none, I won't take it. So,
Funny enough, we're both from Minnesota and we don't cheer for any Minnesota team.
I'm sorry. I don't like the Timber Puppies, even though they did good
I'm not
last year.
saying I do either.
Oh.
I'm just saying, like, I follow them because all
Oh,
my friends do, and so I got to keep up with them.
yeah. I
So
like
I
their
just
logo. I like their logo. I will say
it
that.
is cool.
I like their
They're
logo.
they're old jerseys with the trees though, and
Yeah.
like the green that
Yeah. I know.
they're best. Look it up. Look it
I
up
know.
if you don't.
I know.
Early 2000s jerseys, Oh,
No, it's a beautiful thing.
uh, so I don't really have a favorite team, but I'll give teams.
Yeah, give me three that you would potentially cheer for.
I more look at like I more
The-
follow like Duke players, I
Okay,
guess.
okay.
And so sadly enough, or
Mhm.
not sadly enough, but me being a hypocrite and giving you crap,
Mhm.
Celtics would be one of the teams.
Oh yeah. At least I picked
Um,
it just because Sammy Adams. I'm not picking it for the players. God.
what? What? Uh, Jason Tatum, one of their best players. But I
Mm,
also like watching them play basketball. They shoot a ton of threes, a ton of threes.
yeah,
Uh, but they play more team basketball than some that I see.
yeah.
Um, I do like the Spurs. I like Greg Popovich a lot.
Okay.
I loved watching like Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili when they
Mhm.
were going through. They just played such beautiful basketball. Um,
You
and
know that
then
they're
uh,
6-6, right?
I'm not saying they're good. I know they're not good.
It's
Uh,
pretty shit.
Trey Jones is on that team, who's a Duke guy, and but Victor Wembanyama, you know who that is?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just want to say, I just want him to do well because I think he's such an anomaly that
He
like
is.
I hope he doesn't flop, you know?
Yeah.
And he hasn't right now, but I just
He's a,
hope he doesn't flop.
he's a big name in the card industry. So,
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
mm.
Um, can he fit on a card? He's too fucking tall.
Oh my god, it's a picture for crying out loud.
Uh, one of my favorite players, and so the next one would have to be the Mavericks, is I love Kyrie Irving.
God, talk
Uh,
about picking bottom of the barrel teams.
yeah,
God.
they're the funny thing is they lost to the Celtics in the championship game or in the finals. Uh,
They're on a 3-game losing streak right now.
yeah. I'm not a Luca fan.
Hmm.
I know he's good,
Yeah.
but I can't watch the dude whine to the refs anymore. I That's one big reason why I'm not a big fan of the NBA is the players whine so much to the refs.
Hmm.
Like I can't take it.
Hmm.
But I love Kyrie.
Yeah.
Like uh this is a debate I don't think you and I can have because I don't know how much you know.
Well, I'll
But
give you my take.
okay, I want you to. Kyrie Irving has the best handles of all time. All time. And people say Allen Iverson. And my argument there is that Allen Iverson had one of the best crossovers ever,
Hmm.
not the best handles.
Okay.
To me, there's a difference. It's like saying like Jordan was a really great shooter.
Yeah.
No, he was average or maybe below average at shooting threes,
Hmm.
but his fadeaway was iconic, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But Kyrie has all of it where Allen Iverson had this one really good move. That's my take. It's a
Yeah.
hot take, but that's my take.
Yeah.
So
I guess I would have to go back and watch Allen Iverson. I couldn't even tell you what it looks like right now. I can't picture it in my mind, so I would have to go watch some video.
like go watch that the crossover is nasty.
Mhm.
It's one of the probably the best,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean you have really good handles, you know?
Hmm.
So
I can see that. I'm not agreeing with you, but I can see it. I can see it. Um. Okay. Well, those were trash teams, but
the Celtics? Come on. At least I didn't pick the 76ers.
neither did I. I just picked the Trailblazers.
They're not much better. They're like 4-8.
Yeah, they are. Thanks. Uh, well, let's get moving on to some NFL. What happened last weekend, and we'll close off with a little bit of current events and get into some BS. So last weekend, uh, man, oh, I don't even know where to start. So the Ravens, I just want to say, I feel like could be the best team out there. They could be. They obviously won against the Bengals by 1 point. The game,
That was close. That
it
was
was close.
close.
I just, uh, if I don't know, I don't know.
Say it. Say
I'm
it. Say it.
frustrated with it, and I'm not even a Ravens fan because they're a damn good team, and they've lost to some people that they probably shouldn't have.
It's like what we were talking about before we started this is that they get, a couple mulligans.
They do.
Uh, my, and we've talked about this before, is can they do it in the playoffs? So I don't care. They could go undefeated,
I know
but for some reason they get into the playoffs and
they fall apart.
everything changes.
I know.
Like,
Yeah,
and so like Lamar Jackson again might go back-to-back MVPs the way he's playing.
yeah. He's playing good.
Uh, I think that although the Ravens won, I think the Bengals should have squeaked it out, but they didn't.
Should have. The Bengals.
Uh, should
Bengals.
have, could, would have. But
The Bengals suck. Okay.
they really like it's weird. Like,
They don't. They don't. But on paper, they suck. In paper, I mean, they're record wise
right.
and how they finish games off sometimes or start games.
Yeah, terrible.
Like
Terrible.
they either start shitty and finish strong, or they start mediocre and they just fizzle out, and they're just like
But I do agree with your statement that the Ravens could easily be the best team.
yeah, they look great. They
And
just uh,
they just sometimes they slip up at weird places.
it makes me sad.
So
Um, Another notable one, the 49ers beating the Buccaneers, which freaking A, like I side note, I'm like rooting for the Buccaneers on the side. I want those son of bitches to go to the Super Bowl. I don't know
I
what
would
it
love
is.
to see Baker get one. I'd
I
love to
know
see Baker get one.
he's fun to watch. He might make some mistakes, but the guy's fun to watch. I don't want to be that guy that's like he's exactly like Brett Favre. He's not, but he has that same charisma as Brett Favre, where
I see it. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
fun to watch. He's gonna make mistakes, and you're gonna have to just live with it.
Yeah. But
But
he's gonna win you games. He's gonna
yeah,
win you games.
but they lost against 49ers this week, which pissed me
Right.
off. It was like, great. By 3 points. So that grinds me.
49ers, I think, are getting Christian McCaffrey back soon. So
The 49ers are another team that they just they they piss me off mentally because you look at them and they're like, they're probably just mediocre at best or good team. They started off kind of hot, fell apart. Now they're just kind of like, which team are we going to be this week, guys?
yeah.
Good, bad, trash, great. You
Brock
don't know.
Purdy's hurting his contract money right now.
I know. He is.
So got to step it up these last 10 games. Or
I know.
not 10 games, I guess 8 games. So
Excuse me. The Vikings. We'll talk about that one.
squeak by.
I don't know if they should have won that game. They did win it, but crying out loud, if the Jaguars knew how to play a fucking game, they probably would have won.
Hey, every great team, every league leading team has just got to find a way to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, you're right on that. It doesn't matter if you win by 1 point or 1,200 points. A win's a win. So it builds character and it builds your team up. So it's good for Minnesota. But crying out loud, like I
It's
watch
the
Red
Jaguars.
I watch Red Zone. I don't really watch one game in particular unless it's Sunday night, Monday night, or Thursday night. And it was like every time I went to that game, it was like either Minnesota just couldn't do anything and the Jaguars capitalized, but they couldn't like capitalize points wise.
Right.
And it was just like, this is just a pile of crap. Like if I was watching this game and it was the only game I was watching,
Be terrible.
it would. I would probably be laying on the floor. My mom would come down and she'd be like, "Are you all right?" No. I try to throw myself into the wall. Like, crap game. Side note, I wish they had something like that red zone with like NHL, NBA. Obviously, it would be a lot harder to do because they have so many games like throughout the whole week. But it'd be really cool if they had something
Yeah,
similar.
it'd be kind of interesting. I don't know how, yeah. I don't know how you would do that, like you were saying, but
Yeah, because
I mean, I guess they do have like for NBA, they have, you know, these packages that you can watch all the games,
yeah,
but I don't know if that's the same. So
it's not the same. It
the
doesn't have
issue is like how do you what counts as red zone for like NBA? You know what I'm saying?
true.
Because
Well,
they score so much. So
red zone doesn't always get you when they're in the red zone. Sometimes you'll get replays like of something that just happened. So like,
yeah.
maybe they don't call it red zone. They call it like, I don't know, something. I don't know. It's just a thought. I'm not here to solve their problems. So, um, I'm just looking through here. What other ones? Oh, well, we'll talk about this one. The Jets and Cardinals. Uh, the Jets couldn't even score a touchdown. They couldn't even score a touchdown, which is insane that they have two amazing wide receivers and they have Aaron Rodgers, who, if you like it or not, can still play a fucking quarterback. And every person out there that says the guy needs to retire is on, you're on drugs. You're literally on drugs. And I spit all over the mic, but you're on drugs because there's no quarterback out there that is playing amazing at all. Besides the Ravens, name another
Uh,
quarterback.
Josh Allen's balling, I would say.
Two quarterbacks. Good job. The rest of them
Hey,
should
you
retire. The rest of them should retire. That's that's
the
that's what everyone ESPN is saying. That's what everyone online is saying. He should just retire after this year. And his numbers, they're not great. They're not as good as he was, but they're not dog shit. So
so I
yeah,
think
they're not winning games, but the Jets franchise is cursed. It's cursed like the Minnesota Vikings are cursed, but it's cursed in a different way. Minnesota just can't get to the Super Bowl. The Jets just can't get a fucking winning season to get into the fucking playoffs unless Rex Ryan's running that shit.
and Mark Sanchez. Let's
Yeah.
go. uh
Oh,
so I think the Jets season is done.
you think it's
Like
done? It's over.
I think the AFC is just too stacked. You look at the Chiefs, the at least for playoff spots, right? You already got the Chiefs, the
Let
Bills.
let me read you off, and this is why I don't think they're done yet. But if they get one more loss, game, they're done.
Okay.
Will depend. If they lose next week, then it's game. But if they go like beat everyone and then they lose their very last, so over on the AFC side,
So you're
in the
saying they
division,
have to win out though. Sorry,
yeah,
but you're saying they have to win out?
most likely yes,
Okay,
to
okay.
get in the playoffs wise, because it's your goal is to get to the playoffs.
Right, right.
And then if you don't make the playoffs, then it's did you have a winning season? So, um,
Okay.
in their division, the Bills are running away with 8-2. Then we have the Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots. They all have 3 wins and 7 losses. Besides the Dolphins have 6 losses because they had a bye.
Okay.
So, uh, clearly up for debate between 3 of those teams. Then you go over to the West. You have the Chiefs running away with it because they got the refs on their side. Chargers do have 6-3, but who the fuck knows what they're gonna do with their lives? They could just crap the rest of the bet out. Who knows, honestly. Broncos, even though I've been hating on them this whole freaking time, whole season, are 5-5. They put up a good fight last week against the Chiefs. I think
Should
they
have
should
won.
have won,
Yeah.
but they didn't. They're actually a wild card team that I think you need to watch out for because they're starting to catch a little fire. Raiders are absolute trash. They're 2
Yeah.
and 7. Don't have to worry about those guys. Then you jump over to the North here, and the North could be a little bit of a stickler because the Steelers have come on so fucking strong, and I think they are someone to watch out for. Russell Wilson is on his return campaign to get one more Super Bowl before he leaves. Steelers country, let's ride. Watch the fuck out for that guy. Guy's a fucking menace. He's a
And they have the
menace.
defense too. Ooh,
Yeah, he is a menace. So they're 7-2. The Ravens are 7-3. They're both going to the playoffs. So let's just mark those two in playoffs. There's 7 people that go in the playoffs. You have the Bengals, who don't have a clue who they are, could probably lose the rest of the games out, have it be really close, and whatever. I don't know who they are. They'll probably lose the rest. Who knows? Let's just say that for this fact. The Browns lose all the rest. They suck. The Browns suck forever. Then we go down the South. We got Texans, who are 6-4, who struggle, but they have a horrible division. So who knows? They'll probably end up winning that division. So we close them out. Then we got the Colts, who are 4-6, who have some bright points, but then also just crap out. So we'll leave them as possible. Titans are no one. Jaguars are no one. So now we scroll back up to the top. Like I said, there's 7 teams. Each one has their own division. So Bills takes 1,
Yep.
Chiefs take 2, Steelers. I'm not going to say Steelers take this. I'll say the Ravens take the North.
Yeah.
And then Texans take there. That's 4 teams. So we have 3 more teams that make it in. Steelers obviously make it in. And now we have 2 teams. We have 2 teams.
Okay.
You could easily say Chargers because they have the better record. But
Yeah.
I did say that the Broncos would make it in. So Broncos make it in.
Over the Chargers?
Yeah, I think the Broncos are going to go on a tear this last part of the season. Okay. I don't know what the Chargers are going to do with their lives. Who knows? Herbie is a mess. He's always been a mess. So that's what, 16 or is that 5? Hold on. 1.
That's 6.
So we have one more team. Of course, people are gonna be like, well, the Chargers have a great, record right now. Yeah, they do. Let's just say they lost them all. Who's next in line? The Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots are all the same. The Bengals don't know who the fuck they are, and everyone else is trash.
So they're very top heavy. I see. Okay.
So they very much, if they go all the way, can still get in there on their own. Obviously, they need a little help because the Chargers need to just shit out, which I totally believe they could because the Chargers are just trash. So,
but they got a new head coach. Come on.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, the confusing thing about the Jets is that, from my understanding, they really didn't swap out that many players besides Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. So you're like, what the fuck is going on?
They made a few front line changes, which I agree.
To try to get better, I guess. Yes, I guess that was the hope, I guess.
I think they've gotten better. Obviously, the record doesn't show.
Right. Their defense is supposed to be the one thing that carries them.
Yes, their defense has fallen completely off the deck. And every person out there that puts up a graph that says, at this point, they were this with Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson also had a fucking top 5 defense. Right now, they're not playing even close to top 10 defense.
Yeah, I don't know what changed. I don't know what happened. Sauce Gardner sucks all of a sudden. 3-time all pro, all of a sudden it's nah.
Yeah. They've all fallen apart, and Aaron Rodgers isn't the Aaron Rodgers that he was back in the teens with the Packers, who he can put it all on his back. He can't do that anymore.
Right.
Even with Devontae Adams, he can't. He just can't. So it's frustrating that all these critics give all this shit, but then they can't see through the shit to be like, oh.
Right. Yeah.
Oh. Do I think Aaron Rodgers' last year is possibly next year? Yes. If he retired at this end of the year, would I doubt him? No. But does he need to retire? No. Yeah, his numbers and everything does not show that he needs to retire. If he wants to, though, that's his decision. So everyone else can shove the biggest rod up their butt.
That is one thing about Aaron Rodgers, though. You really don't know. You really don't know if he's playing next year. You really don't know.
Oh.
I mean, maybe the Jets organization has some idea, but
yeah, you would think they'd have a little bit, but
you would hope. But
you don't know. It doesn't help that they switch coaches because that affects team morale, even
Yeah.
it, so there's a lot of
I,
that. But
I I feel bad for Robert Saleh. Like I know this year was supposed to be so much better,
he's
but
over on the
like
Packers now.
I know, but like
He's fine. He's got a winning team now.
I know, but like, bro, he put up so much shit last year, and then like
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
No, he definitely I don't personally think he's a bad coach by any means. Um, again, I truly think the Jets organization or the Jets or whatever it is are cursed. They haven't
right,
won a Super Bowl since '69. Then they haven't been to the playoffs since Rex Ryan in 2010 or around that time. Uh, Otherwise, they've just been crap. Like,
and
and it
yeah,
doesn't matter if they bring in the best of the best. Maybe it's the jerseys. Even though those black ones are dirty as fuck. Well, that's when they won. Maybe they just need to run those
right.
all the time.
They have to
Black
switch
ones.
colors.
Like, I don't know. But move on from the Jets. The Lions came back on an amazing fucking comeback tear, even with their 5 interceptions.
That's how
Holy fuck.
that's how you know they're a great team. Or at least their defense is super good. Oh man. They can turn. I think they're the best team in the league. I
Yep.
think they're better than the Ravens. I think they're better than the Chiefs.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
they're both those are better than the Chiefs. The Chiefs,
I know.
don't even
I
get
know.
started on this. I don't even want to talk about the Chiefs.
Well,
God.
we're going to, but
Oh.
we'll save that. But
Ugh.
I think they're the best team in the league. Like,
Oh, I would agree. They're
so
a very solid team. Um,
I love
eh,
their coach. I love their coach.
yeah, he's a very not to say like he's a down to earth guy, but he's very relatable. Like he just
Yeah, he's just
gets
a
the
player's coach,
yeah
you know?
gets
Like,
the shit done, tells them what they need to know, do, and he just oh,
so
I don't know. But that was a hell of a comeback because that's what saved. Well, I shouldn't say it saved. They saved me to almost win because
and you still
if they
lost.
would have lost, Sam would have locked it up then. So they came back, and I was like, "No way, I have a chance." And then the Rams, Stafford just shits on me.
So did you still lose?
Yeah, I lost then.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted you to say
Uh,
it.
uh the Cowboys suck. They got their ass kicked.
Oh yeah, they're terrible.
Surprising one to go back a little bit because I was kind of just working my way down. The Falcons lost against the Saints. Ew. Even though the Saints got their quarterback back, but yikes. I think the Falcons are kind of done in my mind.
But they're 500. What are they?
I don't even care what they are in the standings. After that loss against the Saints, I don't know how you come back from that.
Yeah, division rival, you
I don't know how
know.
you come back from that. How do you come back from that? How do you come back from a team that was like 2-7 beat you when you just beat the Buccaneers the week before? How do you come back from that?
It's Kirk Cousins. What do you expect?
Yeah, yeah. He's got that Vikings blood running through him. Hey guys, I'll get you guys off to a good start. And then we just fall apart.
Uh, uh,
Um, you got any other games you want to talk about from last week?
no, I think
No?
we hit them.
Perfect. Well, let's move on to a couple current event things. First off, I want to say that the Raiders coach is a complete moron. The fact that he's sticking with Gardner Minshew and the fact that he came out and said that we're sticking with him for the remainder of the year when they're 2-7 and they're not even going to try out Desmond Ritter. This coach will be fired at the end of the season because he's a moron. Why would you say that? Gardner Minshew has done nothing for that team. He's maybe gotten one win, maybe two if you want to criticize me. Two, that's it. Been trash. Why wouldn't you try out Desmond Ritter? Why not?
For
Especially
sure.
since they had a bye week. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. And at this point, if you're 2-7, like we're not there at practice, so maybe maybe he's just that much better than what Desmond Ritter is showing, you know? Uh, but I guess if you switch at this point, you gotta like if you go with Desmond Ritter, you gotta be like, I'm going with him for the rest of the year. Like, what's
But
the point of going back
Desmond Ritter came in last week and
and started though?
he did not start, but they pulled Gardner, put him in, and
Yeah,
he ended up scoring a touchdown.
I guess why not then?
So
Why not put him in?
like
Yeah,
why? What or at least why would you come out and say he is our definitive quarterback to the rest of the like
yeah, that's why
why
would
not
you do that after pulling a
yeah,
guy, you
yeah.
know? Like,
Why don't you put a little heat on the stove and be like, he's got 4 games to do something. If he doesn't, it's a freaking Ritter's turn. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Why not? But now it's like Minshew can just sit back, do whatever he wants, not have
Yeah,
any consequences. Dumb, stupid. That's why that coach, he's gone after this year. His whole rest of his staff got fired the other week, so who cares?
yeah, because if I'm Desmond Ritter now, I'm like, what's the point? You know,
You know?
what am I doing here? Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah.
No,
But
no
that's the
shot.
Raiders organization, you know?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Just another kind of shit organization.
yeah. You know
So,
what? Even though isn't Tom Brady a part of it, but where's Tom Brady? Get down there and help him out.
well, he just started, so give him some time. He's trying to navigate the broadcasting and the ownership, so he's not trying to cross the line.
All right, all right. Um, well, 2 things in the NFL. The Chiefs obviously are undefeated, which is fucking asinine.
Yeah.
How long do you think they're gonna go before they get their first loss? Do you think they go all the way to playoffs, losing the playoffs? That's not happening. Or do you think they lose before the playoffs? You know.
Well, I guess I'm gonna spoil my pick, but I think they're gonna lose this week.
Oh, you think they're gonna lose this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're going to the Bills, I believe.
Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes has the Bills number.
They do, but I don't think they're winning because of Patrick Mahomes. I think they're winning because they have a pretty solid defense. I think compared to Mahomes' standard, they've been kind of trash. He's been kind of trash. Like
I
he
think
had like a streak of like 8 interceptions in a row. I think versus the Broncos, he finally didn't throw an interception. Like they don't have all of the studs that all their wide receivers are out, their running backs are out. So
I think that
I,
the only way that happens is if someone kidnaps all the refs and puts them in their basement because the Chiefs are going to go undefeated and win the Super Bowl. So
okay, that's your guess.
it's not a guess. It's a fortune, and
So
I
I saw,
know it.
so
So
I
get
honestly, I was
get
working over the weekend and I looked up the scores and I was like, oh, the Broncos are about to kick a field goal. It was like a short field goal. They're
yeah,
about to win this. So I
good
was like,
one.
I'm not even
Yeah,
gonna pay attention. And then they blocked the punt, and I was like, what the f or the block the kick, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, and so I was looking, I was like, did someone line up offside that didn't get called? Did like what happened, you know?
yeah.
And the only thing I could find was that the refs for some reason put it on the opposite side.
Uh,
Like it wasn't supposed to be on this hash line, it was supposed to be on the other one. I
yeah,
don't know if that's true, but that was the funny thing is I was like looking through like Twitter and stuff, and I was like,
yeah.
what did the refs do this time? Like, what did they?
What did they mess up on?
Right.
You can literally go back to every game and there is 1 point, sometimes multiple, but there's always 1 point where they fuck up or they make a wrong call, and maybe it doesn't give one team points or takes away points, but
But it's a
it
big,
yeah
huge,
it
yeah.
affects the momentum of the whole thing,
Right.
and yeah, so that's why the Chiefs are going to go 16-0 and they're going to go undefeated and they're going to win a Super Bowl. So put your money on them because that's going to happen. The NFL wants it. That's what's happening. Everyone else doesn't want it, but it'll happen. So if you don't want that to happen, you better, I'm not saying you have to torture, the refs. I'm just saying tie them up, put them in your basement, let them hang out down there, feed them, let them eat some crackers, and then once the game's over, let them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Um,
it's like babysitting. It's not kidnapping.
I will say though, I'll be real interested when Andy Reid retires,
Oh yeah.
and when that happens, how good this team is and how good Mahomes is.
He Andy Reid is the MVP.
Like I know people always go like Belichick and Tom Brady, and I know Tom Brady won a Super Bowl
Mhm.
with the Bucks, but
Yeah.
I don't know if Tom Brady wins like six though
Without Belichick.
without Belichick.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not saying he doesn't win
Hands down.
a couple, but I'm not saying he wins as many.
Oh,
But I'm
hands
not
down.
saying clearly Belichick doesn't win that, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a team sport, and you know
Oh,
what
it
I'm
is.
saying? And
It is.
so,
You gotta have all
but
the pieces.
Andy Reid is just if he's truly doing all of the stuff that they're saying he is for the offense, like this dude's a mastermind.
He
Like,
he almost had a championship over in Philadelphia with
yeah.
Donovan McNabb and all that. So he's a damn good coach. He knows how
So
to do it.
I don't want to take anything away from him, but
Oh no, I don't
the
take
rest are
anything.
still helping.
I don't take anything away from him, but I'm gonna shit on the Chiefs all day long because they're not that
Right.
great. Um, Here's a question for you, and maybe you don't have an exact single one, but who's the worst team in the NFL right now? Who is the worst team? Worst one.
Yeah, I couldn't pick one.
You couldn't. Do you have at least two, or do you have it down to like seven?
I have four.
Are they all on one side, or is it like split or not split?
It's mainly on one side. There's one team.
Hey, before you say this, I will say this: the AFC has been always, or not always, but in the last probably like 5 years, has been the strong side. Like they've had the
Yeah,
strong teams on that side.
that doesn't mean they have some terrible teams though.
I know, but overall, they for the last 5 years, if you look back, they've had like they might have a couple bad ones, but they've had like it's overall been a strong AFC's been the stronger side. NFC's been trash. Like you'll have like three good teams, and then it's like free for all. Who's going to be at the bottom? Now it's completely flipped. To be honest with you, the
You think
AFC
so?
is filled with literally like five teams that are fucking strong as fuck, and then the rest are all just who's going to win the bottom?
Who's competing for
Yeah,
first
the
first
NFC,
pick?
the NFC this year, they don't have like a runaway candidate per se, but they all are pretty strong besides like
Yeah.
two teams. So
How many do you have?
how many do I have? Oh, I already know that there's one team. One team
You have
only.
one?
One team.
Do you want to go first or you want me to?
No, I want you to go first, but I will say my one team that the worst team is on the NFC side.
Okay.
On the NFC.
Well, I'll say this,
Uh,
and these aren't in order from what I'm going to say,
okay,
but
so there's just four.
yeah, surprisingly, the Panthers are not on my list.
I wouldn't either. I would not put them on there.
Uh, so the first team I have are the Titans.
Okay, yeah.
They like, especially like I don't
Yep.
want to shit on Will Levis, but like some of the stuff he does, I used to play quarterback and I was terrible.
Yeah.
But like, man, the Raiders, I think the Raiders are trash.
Yep. Yep. I agree.
Uh, the Giants are just Daniel Jones went to Duke. I was rooting for him, but man, how do you go like 2 years without throwing a touchdown at home? Like, how is that possible? How do
Yeah.
you do that? And then the Jaguars. Jaguar, like
Ugh.
I just I think partly is I thought they were gonna be so much better and they're just bad.
I feel like the Jaguars do it for fun. Like they're like, hey, how many games do you think we can like try and like do crappy, but like still look good? Do
Right.
crap, like I don't know.
And
Maybe
then
we could,
sprinkle in that one season where they just
yeah,
get to the playoffs and
yeah.
then
Like that will suffice for 2 years. Now we can be shitty for a while.
right.
um, you did have the team that I named the worst team,
Yeah.
and it is the Giants. They are an absolute atrocious team. I don't know if they play the Jets, um,
That'd be the Super Bowl.
but if they do, that will be a hell of a game because they're in-state rivals, and
They're both playing bad.
yeah, that would be. I'm not saying that the Jets are that bad, but I guarantee the Giants will step up that much more just to play because they play in the same fucking stadium. So maybe Daniel Jones could get a touchdown at home.
But
Well,
it's away.
his luck he'd be away.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't agree. I don't disagree with any of the ones you said, but uh, the
Man.
Giants worst team. They fucking blow.
Yeah.
There, I was gonna give it to the Jaguars because they went the longest without winning a game, but they or was it Carolina? I can't remember now. But either way, Carolina and Jacksonville looked really bad, and they've actually like
Carolina just
did
beat the
something.
Giants, so
Yeah, I know they did. They did.
that was the Super Bowl for the bad team.
It
So
was. It was.
the one that lost,
It
is over.
was.
So
So yeah. Other than that, for NFL, wrapping that up quick. Bye weeks this week are Cardinals, Panthers, the lovely Giants, and the Buccaneers. So anyone that has any of those people on their fantasy teams, get them off there. Otherwise, you're going to get 0 points. So other than that, we already covered that the Cleveland Cavaliers were 13-0. I have 12-0 on our sheet because they had a game in between. So,
I will say I think they're gonna get their next loss though. 11-19 against the Celtics.
oh, you think so?
They play the Celtics again. They already beat the Celtics once or twice, but I think the Celtics are not
Do you
gonna
think?
mess around.
Do you think
So
that's going to be their first loss?
yeah.
Okay.
I think that gets them to like 15-0 and then
Okay.
they'll lose. So
Okay. We'll keep an eye on that then. Uh, I wanted to mention that Anthony Davis is leading with the most average points per game, 31.2.
yeah, actually in recent years that's kind of low. I know it's early, but
Yeah,
like
no, I
it's
was
kind
going
of
to ask you that too.
low.
I feel like 31. I feel like is low, but
Like we hit this like that would be really high in a lot of seasons and in the past maybe like 5 seasons. I don't know the exact, but I feel like people have
mm,
been averaging like 35-ish.
yeah,
Um, it's
yeah.
interesting that it's Anthony Davis. Like
I
that
know.
would
I know.
have been my first guess. Uh, and it'll also be interesting if he can
Keep that going.
that and will he get injured? He's
No,
very injury prone.
that's true.
Um,
Every time on FanDuel, when you go on there, it's like, oh, is he going to play or is he not?
yeah.
Oh, great. Do I pick him or not?
Uh, but for the Lakers to be successful, I think he needs to be the one that scores that. I know that LeBron's on that team, but I think Davis needs to be the one that carries the load.
Yeah.
So
Uh, the last two we already talked about for current events is hockey ones. Nathan McKinnon is leading with the most points in the league at 30. And the Jets, not the New York Jets, because they are not 15-1. Um, they
uh quick question from a novice. Uh they're averaging about like 5 goals so far.
yeah,
That seems high.
yeah, that's
Like
high.
so they're putting up some points.
Yeah, no, they're
Like
they're they're kicking ass and taking names. So that's what I mean. Like I feel like they're gonna be around to the end. That's the team to benchmark yourself this season right now. The
Yeah.
Jets, and
They seem
not the New York Jets.
yeah. They don't seem to be like the Chiefs where they're just kind of like skimming by. They're
No, they're
kicking some butt.
they're
So
they're kicking some ass. So, do you have any other current events or things that you want to mention?
no, I don't think so.
All right. Well,
Jump on it.
let's get into BS. This is BS.
This is
So,
BS.
so what we're gonna do is talk about some bums and studs real quick, and then we'll get into our main event. But anyone that doesn't know what BS is, every week Mustard Cats puts out a chart of bums and studs, and we have it for NFL, NBA, NHL. We used to have it for NASCAR. We will this Monday be having a bums and studs about dog breeds.
Ooh,
So
okay.
that
Uh, uh,
that that is in the works, and it is happening this Monday.
how many dog breeds? Can I plug in a couple?
Can you plug in? No, it's just what we pick. Sorry, pal.
Are Huskies and Australian Cattle Dog Blue Heelers going to be on there?
Oh, I can guarantee Huskies will be on there. I can't guarantee the Blue Healers will be on there, but maybe I'll write it down and put it on there for you.
We should. So,
So look for that. We are going to have that. It's not going to be an every Monday thing, but since there's no more NASCAR and we are not covering NASCAR anymore, we're going to get in on that.
that's pretty cool.
So, other than that, so if you want to see that, go follow all of our social media. We drop it on all of our social media platforms, so check it out. Other than that, let's get going on some bums and studs. Kyle, do you have any bums or studs from the NFL, NBA, or NHL that you would like to mention? If not, I can start because I have a couple.
You want to go? You want to just go NFL first? We can go back and forth.
You can do whatever one you want. Just make sure you mention what it is so the
So
people know.
NFL for studs.
Yeah.
I have I have a couple, but like Washington, I'm a believer.
I
I'm a believer this year.
I agree with you there. I even though they did lose,
Yeah, I'm still a believer. Like,
they're I did skip over them in the thing. They are a team to watch out for.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, that's not my only team, but the other ones are kind of obvious. But that's my one like stud, like that's been
yeah,
under the radar, maybe, you know?
yeah,
Bums, just because I have to say it, Cowboys.
they are bums. They're
I just
bums.
gotta throw that out there. I even put the Jets, even with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, they.
I think
I
they're
would.
kind of
I
they're
would agree with.
bummish.
I
They're
would agree
bum.
with you. They after that, you deserve a bum if you guys can't score one touchdown. You have all that superstardom, and you can't get one touchdown.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Uh, NHL, I don't really have any, but NBA,
The Sharks.
well, yeah, those are a bunch of studs. And Seattle, that's obvious. Bunch of studs. Bunch of fucking studs. If you need to find the motivation to wake up tomorrow, go do your research on the San Jose Sharks and the Seattle Kraken. They're just filled with a bunch of studs. Anyways,
Spot
uh,
on.
the NBA,
Mhm.
some studs outside of like the typical ones,
Yeah.
um, is the Warriors. I'm
Okay.
I'm actually surprised as to how well they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then the Houston Rockets.
Okay.
They're 7-4.
Hmm.
I didn't think they're again kind of one of those teams that isn't filled with a bunch of superstars, just a bunch of guys that are just balling, that are hooping.
You thought they would be down at the bottom with
Yeah.
the Jazz.
Yeah, I thought they'd be some bums. I thought they'd be some bums. Some bums, some surprising bums.
Yeah.
Philadelphia 76ers. Mainly because I feel like Paul George and Embiid aren't playing.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
they can get them to play, then maybe they'd be better, but
Yep. Yep.
bums. Uh Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, you're saying they're bums?
They're kind of bummish.
They are. They've come out not good.
They're struggling right now. I don't understand. Uh they need to figure out something
Mhm.
though. So
I agree. I agree with you there. I'm gonna make one NFL one,
okay.
and then well, I'm just gonna tell you the NFL one. It's the Raiders. The Raiders coach. He's a bum, moron. Why would you do that? Horrible decision. I'm going to leave all yours, bums and studs, because I'm going to leave this point right here, right now. He said I wasn't going to talk NASCAR last week, but it needs to be said, and it's going to be said now. NASCAR and all the officials and every person out there that thinks that the playoffs need to stay in NASCAR are the most biggest bums in the entire world. Every bum that Kyle mentioned and every bum that is on our charts, NASCAR and every fan that thinks that the playoffs need to be there are the lowest of the low bums. And the reason for this is because the legitimacy of this sport is in jeopardy. And if you can't see that, you are either one, being paid thousands on millions of dollars to ignore it, or two, you've never watched any of the races. And I don't know which one's worse. I don't know which one's worse. So,
So I gotta ask, did NASCAR come out and say that they're gonna keep the same thing as next year or something after people have complained, or did they just not?
this has been the biggest uproar that the fans have ever made of the playoff system, which has been going on for 10 years. I have a video that I haven't filmed yet that I'm still gathering information that I will do my best to get out by December because
Okay.
it will explain a freaking fuck ton,
Okay.
like a lot. But I'll try and keep it as quick as possible. Joey Logano won this championship,
Right.
which was an illegitimate championship, and everyone out there that says he won it because that's how you play the rules. Well,
I guess you're not wrong.
if the NBA comes out and says that, the only way that you can score points now is to stab your teammates. Well, he played it by the rules. And it's the same thing that everyone else is saying because there was race manipulation in the Martinsville race a week ago where drivers were changing the integrity and manipulating the race because they're holding people up and trying to make William Byron or Christopher Bell get into the playoffs, which is absolutely horrible. You cannot do that in a sports event. And the fact that NASCAR let this happen, the fact that, and it's gone on multiple times before this, because this playoff system allows this to happen. And the main point that should be driven home is playoffs do not belong in racing. Racing is not like ball and stick sports. Anyone that tries to compare a ball and stick sport with racing is a complete moron, and they don't know what they're talking about. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're trying to help out the person that's trying to get the grasp of NASCAR, and you're trying to be like, Well, think of the driver as the quarterback and the crew chief as the coach in the NFL. If you're trying to do subtle things like that, that's fine because it kind of paints a picture for people.
Right.
But for you to say that the NASCAR Cup Series or any racing series needs a playoff is stupid. Playoffs are between A and B, and that's it. NASCAR races A, B, C, D, E, F, G, blah, 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 blah,
Right.
40 fucking cars. You cannot do that. You can't. You cannot. There's nothing in there, not a single thing. There's too many factors. You're racing on different tracks, different surfaces, different everything. NFL players, NBA players, baseball players, hockey players all play on the same fucking field. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, you might have some small discrepancies on each field. Maybe this one has longer grass. This one has fake grass. This ice is more slippery. This ice is perfect. Those are minute differences. If you take Daytona, Talladega, those are minute differences, but they're pretty big differences compared to a football field that is in Lambeau Field and a football field that is in the Jets Stadium.
Right.
And people that don't understand that are idiots. And I'm not saying that directly at the fans. I'm saying that to the people that run these freaking sports. The fact that you can't see that and all of us fans or us intelligent fans can see that, you're an idiot. You're a complete idiot. And 10 years has gone by and they've played this playoffs. Guess what? Your numbers have dropped every single year. And it did it again this year. And everyone's like, well, it was only a little bit. Yeah, it was only a little bit. It's going to continue to drop, especially after how mad they were, because Joey Logano should not have won this championship. He should not have. He played by the rules. And again, if the NFL says you just got to stab a couple of your teammates to keep moving on, it doesn't work like that. It's an illegitimate series. It's an illegitimate system. And the fact that the three highest points people, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, and Chase Elliott, were not in the quote unquote Final Four Game 7 moment,
Right.
just says everything about it. Everything about it. And every person out there in X world, in whatever world that I've saw this conversation out there, you're a complete dumb fucking idiot. And I mean that to the soul. Because they're like, it was just like the Giants beating the 16-0 Patriots. First of all, for you to actually even do that, you got to have the best team in there. The best team wasn't even in there.
Right.
So you don't even have the Patriots to compare that to. Second of all, Joey Logano's season was not a 10-6 season what the Giants had. His season was like a 6-10 season. So he wouldn't even made the playoffs in that aspect. So every person that made that is a complete idiot. So, and I know who these people are. I'm not going to call them out because they're paid by either Fox or NASCAR. That's why. And every fan, I'm not going to say every fan, but most fans can see through that. They can see through the bullcrap. Don't think fans are stupid because you'll lose them. And it's hard to get fans back. It truly is. That's why I said this last week, but after all the bullshit that went on the internet, it needed to be said. And that's why I'm going to finish this video and put this video out because it needs to be out there for all the fans to see. because there's a lot of legitimate numbers, and you cannot doubt the numbers. The numbers speak volumes over everything that anyone can say. Well, it was a little windy, so that's why it was a little bit of a weird, race. No, that wasn't why. They make these stupid excuses up like that, and then people just go with it. So that's my half-ass rant. The video will be a lot better, more professional, not me telling everyone's a moron, but there's been a lot of idiots out that I've dealt with, and for crying out loud, the legitimacy of the sport is truly integrity is truly is truly in trouble. And I won't be watching next year unless NASCAR comes out this off season and is like, we're getting rid of the playoffs. And I'm not saying we're adjusting the playoffs. No, you need to get rid of, abolish the playoffs. Go back to the chase for the cup. Go back to a full season points, but do not call it playoffs and do not use the playoffs. It's not a ball and stick sport. Should never ever be compared to a ball and stick sport. And every time you do that, you make yourself look stupid. You make the whole sport look stupid because it never grew any of its fan base off that. And there's proof by the numbers. It never grew. It never grew, ever. Never went up. The only time the numbers went up is because Jeff Gordon, it was his last race, and Tony Stewart's last race. That's it. Never went up. Always never went up. And every person that is out there, well, around 2017, all the streaming services came out. Doesn't matter. The numbers don't lie. Still goes down. So that's it. That's all I gotta say. If you have any questions, Kyle, I'll be happy to answer them. But stupid people on the internet have made so many excuses, and they're not even good excuses. Oh, you just don't like Joey Logano. Oh, it's just because your, driver didn't do well. No, I'm mad about that, but that's not the reason why I'm on. If that was the reason why, I'd be on there being like, fuck Joey Logano. I never went on at all and never said fuck Joey Logano. Am I saying his championships illegitimate? Yes, I am. But I'm not saying fuck Joey Logano. So there we go.
I saw, I don't know if you retweeted it or what, but I was like, his championship is even worse than the Disney one for the NBA championship.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
I don't have any questions. I'm gonna save anything that I have until you get this video out because I'll be interested to see
Oh, it
all the numbers and stuff like that. And then if I have questions after, but um,
it I'm not trying to hype it up to be the best thing ever, but this will probably be one of my best videos. One of the best videos that Mustard Cats probably has ever put out.
it's kind of interesting because if you look at March Madness,
Mhm.
every year
Mhm.
I love the first two rounds
Mhm.
because all the upsets happen. And this is
Yeah,
kind of what it sounds like actually.
yeah.
Like all the upsets happen. And then when you get to like the Elite Eight, Final
Mhm.
Four championship, you're like, no, 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 no. I want to see the best teams play.
Yeah.
I don't want these like
Crap.
random
Yeah.
teams in here. Like maybe if they're one of the best teams and they just
Yeah.
happen to be, but like I want the best teams at the end playing for the
Mhm.
championship. I want to see those. Because
Yeah.
even in like college basketball stuff, when championships are like the numbers, I don't know the numbers exactly, but when San Diego State was
Mhm.
playing UConn, I think it was,
Yeah.
like those numbers were probably much lower than UConn playing Purdue. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
and so I
it,
can only imagine for race car fans to be like, why are the best people out? What's the point of me watching to
yeah.
watch random person win? You
And
know? Like,
and to the point of what oh my god, it drove me absolutely insane. It made me want to like throw myself through a wall because it it's so idiocracy. Like it's an imbecile thing to say. Oh, it's just like the Patriots and Giants. No, it's
yeah,
not. And even that game wasn't that great.
right,
Like in the moment when you watched that, yeah, it was cool because you it was a team that maybe shouldn't have won, but
right,
you like everyone for like NASCAR fans, NASCAR people that cover the sport definitely forget this. But go back to that year. Go back to that 16-0 year. The Giants beat the Packers also. They beat multiple good teams.
right.
Um, so it's just it irritates me because just be the NFL doesn't put shitty teams in the playoffs.
Right.
You're not a shitty team if you're in the playoffs. Has there been a few? Yes, there's been a few 8-8 ones, but you know what happens to them? They're out right away.
Right. They get kicked out.
They
Yeah.
they get out right away. But you it doesn't work like that. Ball and stick sports are not even remotely close to racing. They're not. Can you like interchange like what I was explaining with a coach and a crew chief and a driver and a quarterback? Yes, you can interchange
Right.
stuff like that to help people understand like, oh, okay, this kind of is a superstar of the team. This guy kind of makes decisions. Like, yes,
Right.
you
But
can
that
make
doesn't mean it
connections,
should follow the structure
but
of
yeah,
the
it doesn't.
season. And
Yes, no,
yeah. Yeah.
but to your point too, I argue when it's the best of the best, and you agree, isn't it so much more fun to see a Super Bowl where you get the best defense versus the best offense?
Right.
That's fun to see because
Yep.
it's like it's the best of the best. You want that.
Yep.
Like maybe it doesn't always turn out that way, and maybe the defense gets their ass kicked, but I
Right.
want to be able to see that. I want to see the
Right. You
best
want the
defense.
hype. You want
Yes,
that hype.
yeah,
Yeah.
I want to see the best defense of that season going up against the best offense.
Right.
Or maybe in this scenario, the best offense and the second best offense. I don't know. But
Yeah. You just want to see the best. You want to see.
yes, you want to see the best of the best, and you're going to get the numbers from that. If you're going to try and ram down people's throats, this other stuff, oh,
Yeah.
you're, you're going to get one time where it's like, oh, that was exciting. But if you continue doing that, and that's what they've done for 10 years, they keep ramming the same shit down your throat. You keep doing that, people are going to be like, this isn't fun anymore.
Right.
Don't
Yeah.
don't keep manufacturing a game seven moment. Like a natural game seven moment is great, but if you keep pushing a forced, manipulated game seven moment,
Right.
it
That
it
doesn't
gets
even get the best drivers in. Like,
no. I know that's
you don't even do it. You don't even rig the game correctly.
I know
Like,
that, yeah, it's dumb. But yeah, that video will be coming out in December, and I hope a lot of people see it because it will have a lot of good information, and it might be a little dry, but it'll have a lot of good information and all the information that I have been able to accumulate through the internet. Stuff that I don't have behind the scenes, I can't help that. So,
right.
but yeah, so there's my gripe. You got any more bums and studs?
I don't. I don't.
Perfect. All right, folks. You know what time it is. It is time for the meat and potatoes of this whole show. The best part, the game show part. So, how this works is me, the host, Kyle, the guest, are going to go up against each other in 30 different questions, 30 different games from the NFL to the NHL to the NBA. We'll pick who we think are going to be the winners. Actually, there is also college football in it too. And each one that we get correct is 1 point. And then if we don't get it correct, it's 0 points. There's no negative points. the last game is Monday Night Football. Once we get to that one, at the end of it, we tally it all up. Whoever has the most points, most possible points that you can get, are 30 points. So whoever has the most wins. If the host, myself, wins, then that's great because I get my first win. And then I get a gloat, and Kyle has to deal with it. But if I lose and Kyle wins, I get double digits loss. Yikes. But everyone needs to go down and comment a punishment in the comments. Whatever the top liked punishment is by the end of the Monday Night Football game, then I go look. And if I lost, I will have to do that punishment as long as it's legal or able for me to video it, because I'll video it and then post it. So make sure it is something that I can do on camera. Other than that, I think we're ready to get started, right, Kyle?
Let's do it.
All right. First game we're going to do is the Thursday night football game. The 7-3 Washington Commanders at the 2-7 Philadelphia Eagles. Who are you taking?
I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, this one. I got a few that I got a question mark next to.
Oh, okay. You're gonna play it like that.
I
Well,
gotta figure it out. So
I truly think this is an easy one. I'm going with Washington. I think they're a damn good team. I think Philadelphia is just gonna lay an egg. So
I was hoping you were gonna pick the Eagles.
I didn't pick the Eagles. I picked Washington.
I was hoping you were gonna pick the Eagles.
Oh.
Because my heart was telling me the Commanders, and I wanted to oppose you, and I wanted you to pick the Eagles, letting me know that I could pick the Commanders. I'm gonna stick with the Commanders.
Okay.
I'm really disappointed in you right now, but it is what it is. So
Hey, sorry. You're the one that followed me now. So
yeah, it's my own fault.
Staying with Thursday, but moving to the NHL. We got 3 games. The first one is the New Jersey Devils at the Florida Panthers. You want me to take this one? Huh?
Nah, I'm gonna take this one.
You want to take this one? Okay. Who are you taking?
I'm going Florida. I'm going
Florida.
with the Panthers.
Well, the Panthers, Florida really pisses me off because why would a Panther live down in Florida? It's hot. No way. Not a chance, pal.
Do you know the environments that cats live in?
Fur and heat just doesn't. So we're going with the New Jersey Devils.
Okay, all right, we'll let you have it.
The second game is the Montreal Canadiens at the Minnesota Wild.
Bunch of Canadians just playing each other.
Yeah, basically. Who are you taking?
I'm taking the Wild.
Wow.
Represent.
That's the only reason? Okay. I'm actually following you in taking the Wild, but I have a reason behind it. The Montreal Canadiens are complete trash. So if they win, I'm going to be a sad panda because sad panda because if there was any other team, I wouldn't have picked Minnesota. But the Montreal Canadiens suck.
Hey, do you know that pandas don't live in cold territories either? So,
oh God. No, I didn't. The final game for NHL on Thursday is the New York Islanders at the Vancouver Canucks. Who are you taking? Because I don't know who I'm taking on this one.
all right, you go ahead and choose. I have my team. I know my team.
Well, I'm going to take the Vancouver Canucks because it's a fun name to say.
Canuck is, yeah.
And I just don't feel good about New York because they lost the World Series.
They did.
They have two atrocious teams and one good team up at the very top, which I don't know if you could consider them New York, but sure.
I mean, Buffalo is in New York,
Thanks, geologists.
so their basketball team isn't too bad. Their hockey team isn't too bad. So I'm taking the Islanders. Let's go.
Yeah, that is a horrible decision.
When you lose this week, I'm gonna come on the show next week,
Yeah.
the first 10 minutes, just to gloat.
Well, I have to invite you. You can't just invite yourself.
Oh,
What are you gonna drive all the way up here?
if I have to.
Moving on to Friday, but continuing with some NHL, two games. The Washington Capitals at the Colorado Avalanche. Do you want me to pick or are you going to?
Well, I think I know who you're gonna pick, but I'll let you go.
Oh, okay. I'm taking the Capitals. Yeah,
I was
really
gonna
got you
take
there.
them.
You thought I was going to pick them. No, no.
Did.
Uh,
I picked the Capitals. I was surprised as to how good they were doing
uh,
actually, and so I was like, okay, maybe Ovi still got it. So
okay. Um, the next one is the Detroit Red Wings at the Anaheim Ducks, also known as the Mighty Ducks.
I'm taking the Mighty Ducks. Never go against the Mighty Ducks.
I'm glad you did that because I was torn. I was torn if I wanted the Mighty Ducks or if I wanted the Detroit Red Wings because the Detroit Red Wings aren't that good either, but neither are
Yeah,
the Mighty Ducks. So
this one was a toss-up though.
I'm gonna go Red Wings.
All right, all right.
On to my next favorite two sections. I think this Friday NBA and Saturday college football are going to be some banger games.
I think they will be. Yeah.
It's because I picked them. Thank you. So, Friday NBA first. Miami Heat at the Indiana Pacers. Who you got?
Well, I don't think the Heat should be in Miami. There is no heat in Miami. It's
Oh
very
my
cold down there.
god.
Um,
Ugh.
so I'm taking the Heat.
You're the Heat. Well, I'm going up against you because last time I picked the Heat, they fucked me. So,
They are a very up and down team. So I'm just hoping they're going to be up.
the next one though, we got the Battle of the New Yorks. We got the Brooklyn Nets at the New York Knicks. I'm taking the Knicks.
That's who I had.
Yeah.
They're the better of the New York teams. They should win.
All right. Well, Smarty Pants, what do you think about this one? The Phoenix Suns at the Oklahoma City Thunder.
This one was tough. This one
Yeah.
was tough.
Yeah.
Um,
They're high up in the standings. They're both doing good. They both got the sun shining down on them every day.
the Thunder at home, they should be a pretty good team at home, but I took the Suns.
Mm.
I think they're going to shine a little brighter Friday night.
I'm taking the Oklahoma City Thunder because I've not taken them 2 weeks in a row.
And they've won. Yeah.
And if they fuck me this time, I'm gonna be mad. uh, Game 4, the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Sacramento Kings.
I'll let you go.
Oh, you want me to take this one?
Yeah.
I'm feeling good about the Timber Puppies. So I'm taking the Timber Puppies.
Do you just purposely do this?
What?
I was going to take the Timberwolves as well.
Well, sorry. You know what I should do one of these times?
Just
I just I,
oppose.
I just thought about this. It's really sneaky. and really undercutty. But so there are,
Cheap.
well, yeah, kind of. So for everyone that's listening, Sam and Gary, who are a part of Mustard Cats, they also play this with me every week. So they'll choose their own teams. And then Ryan and Barnes have started to do it with us too. So they send me their picks every time I send them out to whoever the guest is. I never look at them. I just confirm that I got them. I'm like, all right, I'll keep track of them. I should just look at one of theirs one of these times and just do the exact same thing.
That'd be the week that they are trash.
I know that would be my luck. But moving on to number 5, the Memphis Grizzlies at the Golden State Warriors. I knew who I want, so
Okay.
I already marked mine. So do you
I
want to
think
know? Do you want to know what it is?
well, I think you took the Grizzlies. The
You
way you
think I did?
said that is, yeah. So I'm gonna take the Warriors.
Well, you're right. I took the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
So,
Seems like your kind of move.
yeah. Well, Bears are scary. What's scary about a Golden State Warrior? Now, maybe if it was like a dark State Warrior, dark. Ooh, nothing
Not
scary
a
happens
ghost.
in the light. Ah, that's why if you live in Phoenix or Oklahoma City, they have thunder, tornadoes.
So,
That doesn't
yeah.
work. That doesn't work out.
Those are pretty scary.
Moving on to college football, we got some good ones. I'm excited for these. I'm excited for Saturday. I'm gonna carve out some pumpkins and watch this.
So you can watch the Mercer Bears versus Alabama. You definitely took the Mercer Bears, did you? You
No, that's not the
definitely
first one. That's not the first one. The first one is the 7-2 Clemson Tigers, ranked 17 at the 7-2 Pittsburgh Panthers. So same record, but one's ranked. And the home team is not the ranked team. Home field advantage is quite good. So do you want me to start it or do you feel confident?
Well, I'll let you go. I'll let you go.
Okay. Uh, well, I love myself some Tigers. Tiger
Yeah.
King was a great documentary. I watched it one time. I would enjoy to go back and watch it a second time, but I just haven't been able to do that because Panthers are better. So I'm going with the Panthers.
I think you're wrong.
Oh,
Um, the Clemson Tigers are going to win this. They can't afford to lose this game if they want to get into the college football playoffs. And so they're gonna come smack your Panthers in the face.
all right. Well,
What are Panthers doing in Pittsburgh anyways?
it's colder. They got that fur hanging out.
Taking out.
Oh, all right. On to the second game for the 9-1 Mercer Bears at the 7-2 Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm going to be carving myself some
A
pumpkins
bear.
when I'm watching this, but not technically carving. I'm just going to be harvesting the seeds. We have some pumpkins left that aren't rotted, and I'm going to harvest those seeds and cook
So
some seeds up this weekend.
sounds
And
good.
while I'm doing that, I'm going to be watching the Mercer Bears just wipe the fucking floor with the Alabama Crimson Tide because it's going to be like Tide Pods, popping them and just squishing them on the floor. And I don't even know what a Mercer is, but you know what? I know what a bear is, and they're scary.
Do you know what an elephant is?
Yeah.
Do you think a bear would kill an elephant? What do you think would win?
Oh, that's a good one. Fully grown elephant.
Both. Both, yeah.
Is it a grizzly bear or is it a polar bear?
It's a Mercer bear.
Oh, is that what a Mercer is? Is it a
No,
specific bear?
no.
Oh,
I don't know what kind of bear it is. I don't know what
uh,
kind of bear their logo is.
well, if it's a polar bear, the polar bear wins.
You think so?
They're savages. They're
They are.
killing machines.
But do you know how big an elephant is?
I know. I've seen elephants toss around hippopotamuses.
And you think they're gonna, okay.
Well,
Crimson Tide, baby.
but it's not actual animals on animals, it's people. What do you think this is? A coliseum with animals in it?
Yeah. Is that not what we're doing?
Oh, no, sorry.
Why are we talking about panthers and tigers then?
Sorry.
Mercer bears.
Well, why don't we continue with some more animals? And let's move on to the 7-2 Missouri Tigers, ranked 24 at the 6-3 South Carolina Gamecocks, ranked 23, which I think is going to be a very, 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 very good game.
I think it will be too.
Are you taking some Tigers or some Cocks?
I'm taking the Cox.
Why? Because they're at home, or are you just a big cock guy?
They're at home.
Oh, okay. Well,
They'll be confident.
I'm taking the
They're going to get
Tigers
it back
because
for this game.
anyone knows that a tiger can kick the shit out of a cock, and a gamecock, I think, is a rooster, but I could be wrong. It's still going to kick its ass.
How do you know?
How do
Couldn't
I
run
know?
around and peck the shit out of it.
Not a chance.
Yeah,
Um,
terrible picks. Terrible
all
picks.
right, smarty pants. Who's going to win this one? The 7-2 Arizona State Sun Devils at the 7-2 Kansas State Wildcats, ranked 20.
Do you even know where Kansas State is?
Yeah, that's where Jordy Nelson went.
Yeah, but where?
I think in Kansas.
It's in Manhattan, Kansas.
Okay.
Manhattan. Manhattan. Okay?
Okay.
You know why you need to know that?
Why?
You don't. But the Wildcats are going to win, baby.
Well, I agree with you on that one because I'm
Of
not going
course
to go
you do.
against that one at all.
Of course you do.
Now this one. Now this one. This one will either be a complete blowout or a very, very interesting game. And we have the 10-0 Oregon Ducks, ranked number 1, at the 5-4 Wisconsin Badgers. Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first? What are your thoughts?
I have mine. I have it underlined, but I'll let you go. I'll let you go.
Okay. Here's my thought process. And let me tell you, it kind of went all over the board. So here it is. The Oregon Ducks, obviously, number 1, great team. You would say
Yeah.
the great team. Maybe the greatest, maybe not. Maybe like a third, maybe they're third best. Maybe they're not technically the first, number 1. Maybe it's a little swayed that they're not technically the first overall team. Maybe you're convinced that they're not that great, that they're maybe more of a third, ranked team. They're not supposed to be number 1. Brilliant colors on those Oregon Ducks. Green, yellow, but don't let that distract you. Don't, because that one isn't that great.
Yeah.
It's not. It's supposed to be a 3.
Okay.
But on the other hand, we have Wisconsin Badgers, and they're not ranked. They're not that great. They're mediocre. They're just trucking along. But they're a Badger, and everyone knows a Badger backed into a corner will fight its way to victory. So I'm taking the Badgers.
Uh, Very interesting thought process. I'm still taking the Ducks. You did not convince me that Badgers are gonna win. But I would agree that it could be a very interesting game.
Yeah.
Or Oregon just goes in and says,
Goodbye, Badgers.
fuck you, Badgers. So
Brings a hand grenade in and just blows them all up.
I
See you
guess
later.
if
Yeah.
that's how
Mhm.
if that's how football players play nowadays, I guess.
Oh no, that's how Ducks and Badgers play. I didn't know
Oh,
we were
oh,
going
sorry.
back to football players now.
My bad. My bad.
So,
So the duck brings a grenade?
yeah, it like
How did it
carries it.
make how
It
did it make the grenade?
it waddles in, holding it with his mouth, and then another duck comes and pulls the pin, and he's like, eh.
Yeah. All right.
So
It probably doesn't get thrown very far, but
doesn't have to. Then they fly off like SEAL Team 6.
like SEAL teams.
So there you go. You learn a little bit about ducks and throwing grenades. Um, Final game is my least favorite team. Actually, I wouldn't say my least, but it is on the bottom, close to the bottom. The 1-8 Tennessee Volunteers ranked 6 at the 7-2 Georgia Bulldogs, 11 ranked.
Just like you, I'm gonna take the Bulldogs
How do you know I'm taking the Bulldogs?
because you hate the Volunteers.
I fucking do. I fucking do. I don't like them. It pissed me off. That's a stupid logo. It's a stupid name. Why would you name something like that? I don't care if there's something historic. I don't care if there's something that's just great that holds it down. That's a stupid name. That's literally a dumb name. Like, that's a worse name than the freaking Washington football team. That's a worse name than the Washington Commanders. That's a horrible fucking name. But I'm taking them
Oh, okay. Look at
because
you.
I need a win, and this is my mulligan, not the one before that. The Badgers are gonna win. Everyone's gonna hear this and they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?" And they're like, "This guy's a prophet."
You know, you or I are really gonna just lose bad. If one of them, I guess you, one of us is gonna win big, and the other one's gonna lose bad.
Well,
So
to tell you the truth, um, Ryan and I had like 17 games different
yeah,
out of the 30, and we ended up 20-15. So it worked out pretty. I know.
okay, interesting.
So we thought it was going to be complete lopsided, and it ended up
Yeah,
really close until the end. Then it just he took off with it. So great, thanks.
interesting.
Thanks for
Okay,
bringing up that memory, me losing.
nothing new.
Yeah. Moving on to Sunday football, noon. Let's hammer it through this. We got the 2-7 Las Vegas Raiders at the 3-6 Miami Dolphins. I'm taking the Dolphins because I don't believe in the Las Vegas Raiders.
I agree.
Yeah,
Dolphins are much better with Tua back, even though their record doesn't show
yeah,
as good as they are. So
agreed, agreed. Next one, the 2-7 Cleveland Browns at the 3-7 New Orleans Saints. I think this is a no-brainer again. New Orleans Saints, all the way.
the
Oh,
Browns, maybe.
oh my god, Browns!
Jameis Winston had a great game, had a crappy game. He's bound to have a great game.
Oh
EW, baby.
my god! I was debating on taking a few of these games out and giving them to basketball or hockey because we're getting close to that. Once we start getting down to that, really figuring out who the crap teams are, I'm going to start taking a lot of these NFL games out. But moving on, the 4-6 Indianapolis Colts at the 3-7 New York Jets. Oh, who are you taking?
I'm taking the Jets.
Yeah, I was going to take the Jets too.
Taking the Jets. I
We
don't
got it.
think the Colts should have benched. I always forget his name. Um, Anthony Richardson, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
I know Joe Flacco has done okay, but I don't think they should have benched Anthony Richardson. So
Maybe they'll be confused. The Jets get a win. All's good in the world then. Next one is the 2-7 Minnesota Vikings the 7-2 Minnesota Vikings at the 2-7 Tennessee Titans.
I know you want those records to be reversed and you want the Vikings to be 2-7.
Yeah.
But I have to take the Vikings because I can't say that the Titans are the worst team in the league and then have them beat.
Well, you could. I'm taking Tennessee. Tennessee gets it done. They're at home. Um, Minnesota looked like a pile of garbage last weekend. I don't think they recover. I don't think they recover.
Okay.
So there you go. There's a Vikings flag behind me. Oh, behind me.
Yeah.
But suck an egg. We got the 6-3 Green Bay Packers at the 4-5 Chicago Bears. I'm taking Green Bay. I don't know how Chicago has 4 wins even remotely, but they're definitely down in my bottom 4. I'll tell you that.
Well, first of all, they have the MVP in Caleb Williams. That's how they're 5-4 or 4-5.
Oh, my bad.
They should be 9-0, but
Well, maybe if they would get
bad calls.
maybe if they get some reps like Kansas City, they could.
I am also taking the Packers though. I believe the MVP will slip up this game and lose lose another one.
Shoot. Has he slipped up like 5 games or something?
Yeah, yeah. He needs to talk to his mom a little bit more. So
um Moving on. I don't even know why I stuck this game in here, but
I know you're gonna pick. You're gonna
the 2-8 Jacksonville Jaguars at the 8-1 Lions. Taking the Lions. If you don't take the Lions, that should be like -5 points.
Well, I'm taking the Lions, but why are you not taking the Jaguars?
Why?
Yeah,
Because the Lions are at home. If the Lions lay an egg here,
but the
it's in
Lions don't survive in cold weather.
a it's in a dome though. It's like a indoor zoo.
But it'd be by itself. There's no heat.
Oh God. Well, the Jaguars not going to survive because they got to travel up there.
They'll run. They can run fast.
Oh, good Lord. The 4-5 LA Rams, those pieces of garbage that cost me a freaking win at the 3-7 New England Patriots. I'm taking the Patriots.
Oh, I'm taking the Rams.
Oh, I'm
They're
taking
gonna
Rams. Oh,
they're gonna get it done this week.
I hope those guys lose for you. Freaking losers. This one will be a damn good game.
Yeah.
The 7-3 Baltimore Ravens at the 7-2. I don't know, dyslexia. The 7-2 Pittsburgh Steelers.
First of all, they should have flexed this game to the Sunday night game
Oh, I
for sure.
agree. Yeah. Oh
Um,
God. Oh, I wrote this and I just looked at it now.
yeah, they should have
Oh my
flexed this
God,
game.
they should have flexed it. You're 100% right. Or moved it to Monday. Either of them. You could have
Yeah.
done either.
Uh,
What is wrong? Oh my God. What is oh that let's just stop here for a sec. What the hell is wrong? Oh, that pisses me off now. I didn't even see that. They should have.
I didn't either actually until now.
Oh, you know what they
But
should have done? And I'm now looking down. They should have flexed this game to either Sunday or Monday, and they should have flexed the Kansas City Chiefs and
yeah,
Buffalo Bills
to
to
the other one.
whatever
Yeah.
one they like. Oh my! They already
Yeah.
did that to the Jets. Why not now?
Yeah.
That. Oh, thanks for ruining my Sunday and Monday, NFL.
Yeah.
Well, who are you taking?
I want you to go first in this one.
Oh God. All right. Here's my thought process. Baltimore Ravens have easily looked like the top dogs when they want to show up. Even when they don't show up, they still look good, but sometimes they don't finish well. That's what she said. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have been so quiet, so nonchalant. Didn't even start out with Russell Wilson.
He
But
was hurt.
goddamn, they're sneaky. And I'm scared of them. And I'm taking the Steelers.
I think the only thing that pushes me toward this team is that they're at home, and I'm
Yeah.
taking the Steelers as well. Like I think
Yeah.
kind of the big factor for me. So
You can't risk it for the biscuit. Don't want to go
I
over there.
can't. I
Okay.
can't. I don't know what Baltimore team's gonna show up.
I'm so scared.
I am.
All right, moving on to the afternoon games. We got the 4-5 Seattle Seahawks at the 5-4 San Francisco 49ers. Oh, this is like the battle of the who's going to show up game. Who do you think's going to show up?
Do you know if the 49ers are getting Chris McCaffrey this game?
Does it matter? Does
Yes,
it
it
does
does.
it truly matter?
Yes.
I truly don't know, but I don't think it
Um,
matters.
I
Even if they
don't
get
want to, huh?
even if they get him, I don't think it matters. He's going to be so rusty.
Yeah. I don't want to do this, but I think I'm gonna pick the 49ers.
Oh, thank goodness. Because I'm taking Seattle. Because the 49ers had a very good game last week. Now they're just going to fall apart this week.
It hurts my heart to do that, but my gut tells me.
Hey, fine. That's fine. What about this one? And I think this one will be a good game. The 6-4 Atlanta Falcons at the 5-5 Denver Broncos. Do you want me to pick or do you got this?
I'll
Because
let you go. I have a question mark by this one.
I know who I want. I already told you earlier that the Atlanta Falcons are done. They're over with. Kirk Cousins is running this show. He's got purple running through his blood, and we all know what happens in Minnesota. They suck when it gets to a certain point. I've criticized and I've hated on the Denver Broncos. And there's proof of that in multiple videos. But god damn it, those Denver freaking Broncos are going to win again.
I'm gonna take the Falcons.
I'm going to take the Falcons because I think they're going to somehow pull it out of their ass. All
I just
right.
hate you. So
What about this one, Smarty Pants? The Kansas
oh,
City 9-0. We got all the refs on our team, Chiefs, at the 8-2 Buffalo Bills.
I already told you this way earlier. This is where the Chiefs get their first loss.
Well, you're sadly mistaken, pal, because the refs are going to show up because I don't think anyone's going to kidnap the refs in their freaking basement. Feed
You
them crack.
don't know the Bills Mafia and what they'll do,
They don't kidnap people. They just fall on
but
tables.
you know how much money they can raise to give somebody to kidnap?
Sorry. Last two games that are basically worthless don't mean anything because it's going to be a waste of your time and life. Don't watch these games. Just, have fun with your family on Sunday and Monday night. The Cincinnati 4-6 Cincinnati Bengals at the 6-3 LA Chargers. Good Lord. Can we get any more mediocrity?
This one is just a toss-up. Like I don't know what Bengals team is going to show up. Chargers, I haven't seen a ton of. If you would have told me they were 1-8, I'd have been like,
Okay.
okay.
Are you going to take the home team, away team?
Those are my two choices. Um, you know, I'm gonna let you go first.
Always defer to me. I'm taking Cincinnati because I don't believe in the Chargers. And yeah, don't believe them. I don't believe that 6-3. And we talked all this NFL stuff earlier. I don't believe in them. Nor do I believe in the Bengals, but I believe the Bengals can get a win out of this one compared to the Chargers.
I'm going to take the Bengals too. I'm going to take them.
All right, fine. All right. I don't even know why we're even doing this one because Dak Prescott's not even playing anymore. The 6-4 Houston Texans at the 3-6 Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I think you know who I'm taking.
Dallas?
Oh, yeah. No. Taking the Texans.
See, here is where we lie. On the final game.
Do not tell me you're about to take what's his
Here
name?
we go. Here we go. Now we have this scenario. Hear me out. We're going neck and neck, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Sunday night game obviously does not matter because we picked the same person. If we get to the afternoon games and I'm behind by 1 point and I line up with the Houston Texans and the
And you're
Houston
gonna put your
Texans
faith
and the
in the
Houston
Cowboys?
Texans lose and they lose, I lose by 1. So for God's sake, Jerry Jones, you better get some cleats on. You better put some shoulder pads on. You better go out there and play some goddamn quarterback and win this motherfucking game. Because I'm taking Dallas Cowboys at home. It's Jerry's world. And they're going to pull some crazy stuff to beat the Houston fraud Texans. And that's how I seal my fate to tie up the record and go 0-9-2.
You don't even give yourself the win.
Nope, because that's how it's going to fall. That is how it will fall. Oh, and it's going to drive me nuts. But if I wouldn't have done that, I would have got my 10th loss. So there we go.
I hope
Mic drop.
I hope literally you just shit the bed and then that's the only one you get. Like that game means absolutely nothing.
Huh? We're gonna find out.
And
We're gonna find
Brandon Rush or whatever his name is for the Dallas Cowboys wins that game.
out. I hope he does. I hope he wins.
And he's the one that should have been given that 50 million.
True. Jerry Jones is gonna have to buy him something. So, well, it was fun, Kyle. I appreciate you coming back on.
Yeah, thanks.
Do you got anything else you want to say to the world, or last minute scratches? Well, you can't adjust your picks, that's for sure. But
No, thanks for having me. Check out the podcast, the previous podcast, and check out Mustard Cat.
yeah,
And watch Luke lose for another
yeah,
week in a row. So
yeah.
when did
Well,
you tie? When was your tie? What week was your tie?
week 3 against Gary,
So you've lost
and
that.
you
You've
want to
lost.
hear something? That was
Yeah.
my highest points, 17 points. We tied with 17 points.
And now you've lost 7 in a row.
Thanks. You wanna
Hey, you
pile
know
drive
what?
it some more? I got a
You know what?
worse record. I got a worse record than the New York Giants.
You know what, kids? You know what this teaches you? Not to give up. Even when you are this bad, don't give up. Because sooner or later, you
Someone's
may
not
still not win. But maybe. But
someone's
maybe.
someone's not going to show up for the podcast, so you're going to automatically win. That's a W.
Asterisk by forfeit.
Well, Kyle, I appreciate you coming back on. We will have you back on, but if you lose, I'll definitely have you back on. Um, just a couple point outs for everyone. We're definitely going to be having a three-way coming on here soon. Yeah, I know. I know what you're thinking, you sickos. But we will be having a three-way in the up and coming podcast. I don't know which one exactly, but we will be having a three-way soon. So stay tuned for that. And also, there is going to be some in-person
Ooh.
podcasts coming soon here. I've been working on trying to figure out logistics of where the camera, mic, and all that is. Um, trying to do it with the least amount of cash with the best quality. So we have one camera, so I'm trying to figure out the logistics on that. So look forward to showing you guys that because we'll have some in-person podcast coming up here and then a three-way. So stay tuned for that. Other
Very
than
cool.
that, thanks for everyone for watching. Thanks for staying all Mustard Cat Sports with us. Go follow everything Mustard Cat Sports. Look for the Mustard Cat bottle. Also, go check out our website at www.mustardcats.com for everything sports car and memorabilia related. And we will eventually have some merch. I'm not going to say when, but we will have some merch eventually. And when we do have it, you'll know. You'll freaking know. Other than that, have a wonderful weekend. Go watch some freaking sports. Beat up your couch because you're so mad because your team is either winning or losing. Just make sure to not run through a wall because that's going to cost you a little cash.
Good advice.
So,
Good advice.
other than that, thanks again, Kyle. Thanks everyone for watching. Go subscribe, follow, leave a punishment down in the comments, and have a wonderful freaking weekend, everyone.
Deuces.